So another part of daily life here in Mexico, especially in the kitchen and at mealtime, tortillas. And they're almost simpler to make than pancakes, believe it or not. So I'm going to show you how to make tortillas today. You can either do them by hand, or we're going to press some out using the back of a pan. Here they use a tortilla press, but I'm guessing that most everyone in the United States doesn't use a tortilla press or have a tortilla press. So I'll show you how to do them by hand and also just by using the back of a pan. So this is our masa. This is the cornmeal that we're going to use. This is prepared a little bit differently than cornmeal in the States. So don't go buy cornmeal and think you're going to make tortillas. You need to purchase masa, and that's what it's called. And you can find it in any Latino market or in a Latino section in most supermarkets. You'll find this. It's quite common. And to prepare the masa, I use the recipe that's right on the bag. It's no secret. You can just look on the back. Let's see. For 4 tortillas, it gives you the measurements. Or you can do what I do after you get a little bit more experience and just wing the whole thing. So we're going to put our masa in a bowl. You need salt and water. Those are the ingredients to make the tortilla. I'm using a sea salt from Mexico. You can use whatever salt you like. It's just for flavor. Use a pinch of salt and then water. You can follow the recipe that's on the bag. I'm just going to add this and stir it around. You're just going to mix it together. I'll talk to you about the consistency in a little bit. It's a little bit different than flour. It's not as sticky as working with a wheat flour. So you're just going to keep mixing this and working in the water. And I like to grab a bunch of it and just keep mashing it. Ultimately, what you want to end up with is a consistency almost like Play-Doh. This is just about right. So you can see now how, as I start to roll this, that it's just coming together in a nice ball. You can now, if you want, you can take it out of the bowl. You can just work it with your hands. You can get the rest of it off of your hands. What I've done on the stove and what you're going to do is you will have a pan. You'll use a nice saute pan, and it could be a non-stick pan. It could be a cast iron skillet if you like. You don't have to put any oil in it. You just want to get it nice and hot. So I actually started heating this before while we were making this so that it would be really good and hot. I'm going to turn my flame down just a little bit. After you get your pan well heated, turn your flame down, and you want to maintain that heat without having the pan start to smoke. So now that we've let our masa rest just a little bit, it's ready to work with. I'm going to move our bowl out of the way and just clear our space a little bit. And we'll start to press these out into the actual tortilla. This is the fun part. This is easy. I mean, do you see how easy this was? So now what we're going to do, I have a little water here. I just want to clean it up before. I'm using a plastic bag that I've cut. It was one of these large bags. I just cut it. This is what you're going to need in order to press your tortilla out. You're going to need 2 pieces of plastic that you're going to put some of your masa in. You basically are just going to break off a little bit. You're going to roll it into a ball. So you're just going to set your little ball of masa on here. You're going to fold over your plastic and then take the back of the pan, the bottom of the pan. I hope this works. so let's see how well we've done. And you're just going to press, right? You can press pretty evenly if you want to put the top of your hand down. So this is what we're going to use instead of a tortilla press, because I don't have one, and you really don't need one. Okay, oh, I love it when it works. Can you see how this just worked out into a nice tortilla, nice and round? Then what you're going to do is you're going to open up your plastic, and you can hold this, it won't slide off. Take it, lay it on your hand, and just peel the back of the plastic off. This is perfect. If your dough is too wet, then it'll stick to the plastic, and that way you'll know. That'll be feedback for you for the next time. If it's too wet, then just work this all back into one big thing again, and you can add some more dry masa, and you can correct your dough. We're going to take this now, we're going to walk it over to our hot pan, and we're just going to lay it right in the pan. That's it. we're done. I like using these plastic bags as opposed to saran wrap. They just have a little more weight to them, and it's easier to work with. I haven't even moved it, but it started to move around in the pan. That's what you want. It's not this particular flour, it's not going to stick to the pan. Now what I have to do is turn it. I'm going to use a fork, or if I have a spatula here, you can use a spatula to lift up one side, and you just flip. Now this is not going to get really brown, so don't expect to see super brown. It's not like we're making toast. We're making a cooked tortilla. And already I can touch it and it's moving around in the pan. If that weren't ready and if it weren't hot enough, if your pan were not hot enough, that tortilla wouldn't slide around. So again, I'm just picking it up. I'm going to peel my plastic off. I'm going to come over here to the pan, and in one swoop you want to lay it in the pan. If you have to move it and arrange, move the one that's already cooked. This one that you just laid down, I'm trying to move it, it's sticking to the pan a little bit because it's not ready. You need about maybe 2 minutes on each side. I use my hands. You use a spatula. But like I said, my hands are asbestos and I'm used to just peeling it off of the pan. You're going to take this, put it in a dish towel, a clean dish towel, and cover it up. That way it'll stay moist, but it's not going to dry out. So it's perfect. Now the one that we just did, our second one, it's starting to cook. It's sliding around in the pan. I'm going to take it. I'm going to press my finger down. I'm just going to lift up and flip it over. Use the spatula until you get used to it. If you're afraid of the heat, obviously don't reach right in there. You can use a spatula to just lift up and assist you in turning it over. That's it. That's tortillas. It's simple as pie. You can take these. We'll make another recipe with fresh tortillas later, but this is a basic that it's really fun to experiment with, and the flavor is outstanding. It beats the packaged ones, and so easy to make. I hope you enjoy them.